In this series, we are discussing about the 24 important incarnations of Lord Vishnu, which is mentioned in Bhagavatha Purana. This is part 4. The 10th avatar of Lord Vishnu mentioned in Bhagavata is Prithu. This is an incarnation in relation to protect and grow more vegetation on earth. Prithu is celebrated as the first holy king from whom the earth received her name Prithvi. He is mainly associated with the legend of him chasing goddess Earth. This particular story is narrated in the Bhagavata Purana and in Vishnu Purana. It starts with King Vena, who is from the lineage of Saint Dhruva. Vena was considered as a wicked king. He declared that worshipping Supreme Lord is foolish and that he himself was the embodiment of all the deities. He commanded that all his countrymen worship him rather than any other god. Angered by the insult that the king had made towards the Supreme Lord Vishnu, the sages slew him with consecrated blades of grass. After the death of Vena, there was anarchy in the kingdom, since Vena had no sons and heirs. In order to continue his father's legacy, the sages needed Vena's thigh, out of which first appeared a dark dwarf hunter, a symbol of Vena's evil. He had coppery hair, red eyes, and was of a short stature. As he was very meek, the sages asked him to Nishida, sit. Hence, he was called Nishadha, the founder of the race named after him. Further, the sages needed Vena's right hand, and Prithu appears from Vena's corpse. The sages observed that Prithu had the mark of the Sudarshana Chakra, with which they identified him as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He chased Mother Earth, fleeing in the form of a cow, and cornered her. Finally, Earth surrendered and Prithu promised to be her guardian. She allowed Prithu and sages to milk her using Swayambhuva Manu as a calf, which restored all vegetation on the earth for welfare of humanity. By granting life to the earth and being her protector, Prithu became the earth's father, and earth accepted the patronymic name Prithvi. The 11th incarnation is Malsyavadaram, fish incarnation. This incarnation was taken to protect Saptarshis, the 7 sages. Once, when Lord Brahma was doing his Sandhya Vandanam prayers, the demon Hayagriva seized the holy scriptures, Vedas, and hid them deep under the cosmic ocean. Upon request of Brahma, Lord Vishnu incarnated as a giant fish in order to bring back Vedas for Brahma. The story goes like this. One day, a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, King Satyavrata, was taking bath in river Kritamala. When he took water in his hand to offer to sun god, a small fish was seen in the handful of water. When he tried to put it back in the river, the fish started talking. It requested the king not to put it back in the river as other creatures will eat it. The fish requested the king to protect him as it is duty of the king to save all lives. So Satyavrata brought the fish to his palace and kept it in a gold pot full of water. Next day, the fish grew big and was not able to fit in that pot. Seeing this, the king ordered to transfer it into another big bowl. Soon there as well the fish grew big to fit the size of that pot. The king soon ordered to transfer it into a big vessel. In few days, there also the fish grew big and eventually it was put in the palace pond. The fish kept growing big day by day, and it was difficult to accommodate it in that pond. The king decided to throw it back into the river and brought it to the banks of the river. The fish requested the king to throw it in the sea. Finally, the king brought it to the seashore. Suddenly, the king remembered about a quote from the Holy Scriptures, Vedas, that the Lord would incarnate as a fish. Realizing this, the king bowed and praised Lord Vishnu. Pleased by his prayers, the Lord appeared in front of the king and told him that from today, on the seventh day, all the three worlds will be inundated in the flood. My goal is to retrieve Vedas from Devan Haigriva. You need to collect seeds, medicinal plants, along with species of stock and go to the top of the mountain before you submerge in the flood. On the seventh day, the sea will rise and you can see a ferry coming to the mountain with the great Saptarshis, 7 sages in it. You have to get into the ferry with your livestock, and there will be no sunlight thereafter. You will be able to see me coming near and tie the ferry to my horns, fins, with the divine snake Vasugi, who will appear in front of you. I shall take you around and show you the inundation. All your spiritual doubts will be cleared during our conversations. Saying this, the Lord disappeared. Everything happened exactly as the Lord predicted, and Satyavrata meditated on the fish incarnation. At the end, the water level started falling down and the ferry came back near a mountain. Finally, Lord Vishnu in Malsyavadara killed Daman Haigriva and brought back Vedas. There are very few temples for Malsyavadara, and one among them is in Shiva Shasta Temple, Nettisheri, Thrissur, Kerala. By blessings of the Lord, Satyavrata became Manu on this Manvantara to be the ancestor to everything. He is the present Manu known as Vaivaswata Manu. In our epics, there are stories of 6 Hayagrivas. 3 of them are demons. There is a king Hayagriva and a Rajarshi Hayagriva. And there is another Vishnu Avadaram as Hayagriva. The demon Hayagriva in this story is son of sage Kashyapa and his wife Danu. River Kratamala flows through Madurai in Tamil Nadu. This incarnation teaches us that even knowledge can be stolen, but when our knowledge goes into the hands of bad guys, it will be misused. However, Lord will protect it. We must use our knowledge carefully. Gaining knowledge is different and imparting knowledge is different. Even advice is to be given only to those who seek and deserve it. There are slight changes in this story in various Puranas, but the theme remains same. Names of the current Saptarshis are Kashyapa, Atri, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni and Bharadwaja. The Saptarshis keep changing for every Manvantara. As per Hindu Shastras, there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga, known as Chadur Yugas. This will go on repeating, and 72 such Chadur Yuga is one Manvantara, approximately 311 million human years. Details of the time scale is shown in the figure. Thank you, and we shall come with some more incarnations in the coming part.